how to master your energy and how to be and feel more calm and more empowered. The Healing is Possible Hot Seat is brought to you by me and my team. I'm Rebeccah Silence, creator of Healing is Possible, and I'm so excited to have special guest, shaman and psychic, Keno Powers, back in the hot seat, where it does get hot and it does get sticky because we want to create breakthrough and emotional healing opportunities for all of us, because we all deserve to live more healed and fulfilled and inspired. And Keno today is offering us a masterclass on empowerment. He has 4 tools to empowerment. And with that being said, Keno, welcome back.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here.
Oh, I'm so excited about today with you. I've really been looking forward to this. Let's just have you take it away.
Yeah, I feel like a baked potato.
Why?
Because I'm in the hot seat.
I see. Oh, I didn't get it. Okay.
And it's actually a great analogy because you won't know how delicious the potato is unless you cut it open. And that's where you discover the meat of the potato, the insides.
That is a great metaphor, Keno.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay. Well, take it away, sir. Teach us.
Sure.
All the things. Empower.
Okay. So first I want to talk about the fact that our culture really focuses on our bodies. I mean, we're like obsessed with our bodies. And I mean, there's a good reason we do that because we have bodies. But I think what we're missing is the acknowledgement that we're actually also energy. We're made up of energy, and our energy is within our body and also extends beyond the borders of our skin. And some people may recognize it being called an aura. And so as we go through our lives, what can happen is that other people's thoughts and feelings and actions can actually affect our energy field. And I'll give you an example. I don't know if you've ever been in a room and all of a sudden you kind of feel like somebody's watching you, and you turn around and somebody is. And that's your energy picking up on their energy, and their energy is mingling with your energy. Now, another person's energy can have either adverse effects on you or they can have positive effects on you. But it's always a good idea to clear our energy, because oftentimes we are being affected adversely by either other people's thoughts, feelings, or actions, or even by the spirit realm. So I'll teach you today how to clear your energy, and then it's also a good idea to ground your energy. And I'll explain both before we do it. But I just also wanted to talk a little bit about energy. Sometimes people have what I would call hooks in our energy. And, a good example might be a parent and, what they think we should do with our lives. And maybe like a guilt trip could be an emotional hook in our energy. And that can have an effect on us. And sometimes, you may be feeling a sense of melancholy or even depressed. And in some circumstances, that might not even be you. It might not be caused by you. It might be energy from somebody else affecting yours. So that's one really good reason why it's a good idea to create a practice where you clear your energy at least once a day. Before we do that, though, I want to go ahead and share with you a breathing technique that really, it's very simple, but it profoundly affects our state and can bring a sense of calm to your state of being. And from there, I'll take you through the clearing exercise and then the grounding exercise. And then we'll do a very cool exercise called the what if statements.
Keno, before you continue, will you just explain to our audience what you mean by state?
Sure. So a state is like an emotional let's see, how would I describe state? It's your experience in the moment. So if you're feeling anxious, that's a state of being. If you're feeling happy, that's a state of being. So it has like an emotional nuance to it.
I think of it as your beingness.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, your state of beingness.
I just wanted to give a little perspective on that before you continue.
Perfect. Okay. Now with this breathing technique, I'm going to go ahead and explain it, and then we'll do it together. So what you're going to do is you're going to breathe through your nose the entire time. And the reason we do that is because breathing through your nose has both hair and mucus that filters any bacteria out of the air, and it also humidifies and warms the air for your lungs, which is more beneficial. So you're going to breathe through your nose the entire time. And what you're going to do is you're going to count with each breath. So for example, on your in-breath, you're going to count to 4. And you're going to do this silently. And then you're going to hold your breath after that count to a count of 2. And then you're going to exhale your breath to a count of 6. So it looks like this, or it sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the idea is to slowly and calmly breathe in to a count of 4, holding your breath gently for a count of 2, and then exhaling your breath to a count of 6. So we're going to go ahead and do that together for a few minutes. The longer you do this, the better you'll feel. And you may feel results within a matter of 1 or 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and start. So take a deep breath through your nose to a count of 4. Holding your breath for a count of 2. And releasing your breath, a count of 6, all through your nose. And then starting the cycle again. And you're going to go at your own pace. And as you do this breathing, notice any sensations in your body. Notice your mind calming down. One of the reasons why this breathing techniques work is because by counting, it gives your mind something to do. And as you continue to breathe through your nose, see if you can extend the count by remaining calm and relaxed. There's no wrong way of doing this. And as you continue to breathe, imagine your body relaxing even more than it is. Notice what it feels like when we give ourselves the time and space to relax. And at some point, if you want, you can breathe in and imagine bringing your breath up to the bottom of your throat, holding your breath and then exhaling. And as you push the breath out, imagine Gently sinking your stomach in, sucking it in as you exhale your breath. You can do this for as long as you want. The longer you do it, the better you'll feel. And it might take several tries before you actually start to feel like you're calming down. And if you haven't already done so, closing your eyes can actually help reach that feeling of calmness. Focusing on the count, the feel of your breath as it enters your nostrils, and the feeling of your breath as it leaves your nose. And when you feel complete with the exercise, just bring yourself back to the room, opening your eyes. And if this exercise makes a difference for you, let us know in the private group or make a comment below.
Can I ask a question before you move on?
Sure.
About breathing. Why in through your nose, out through your nose, and not in through your nose, out through your mouth? What's the difference?
Right. Well, when we breathe through our mouth, really the only times we should breathe through our mouths are when our nostrils are blocked or when we're exercising. And the reason is because our mouths tend to dry up when we breathe through our mouth. And when our mouths are moist, it has, what's the word I want to use? Things in our saliva that protect us from bacteria. And so when our mouths are moist, it helps protect us. When we're breathing through our mouth, it tends to dry and leaves us more vulnerable to bacteria.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so what we're going to do now is clear our energy. And I'm going to go ahead and explain how it works, and then we'll do it together. So what you're going to do is you're going to imagine a tube. And this tube can be made out of any kind of material. It can be solid or hollow, and it can be any kind of color. And what you're going to do is you're going to attach this tube to the base of your spine. And you're going to connect the other tube to the core of the earth. And when I say imagine, when I use that word, people imagine things using different sensory modalities. So for example, some people actually see things when they imagine. Some people sense things, and some people feel things. Some people use a combination of one or two or three. So there are no right or wrong ways of imagining, and you just do whatever feels comfortable to you. So don't worry if you can't see the tube. Just see if you can feel it or sense it. So what you're going to do is you're going to connect the tube to the base of your spine, and you're going to imagine connecting the other end to the core of the earth. Now, the earth has this powerful magnetic energy. It's a gravitational force. And what it's going to do is it's going to suck all the energy that doesn't belong to you or energy that doesn't serve your highest good down this tube to the core of the earth, where it gets incinerated and transformed into healing energy. Now, some people might be concerned that this harms the earth, and actually it doesn't. So no need to worry about that. So I invite you to close your eyes And now imagine connecting this tube to the base of your spine. And again, connecting the other end to the core of the earth. And some people find it beneficial to imagine turning the tube when you're connecting it until you hear a click so that you know it's securely fastened. And so now, using your imagination, sense, feel, and see all the energy that doesn't belong to you leaving your body. Bring your attention to the top of your head and imagine everything from the top of your head down to your hips, where this tube is located, leaving your body. And imagine the energy from the tips of your toes moving up your legs and down this tube. Notice any sensations as this happens. Continue to imagine this energy that doesn't belong to you easily flowing down this tube to the core of the earth, where it gets incinerated and transformed into healing energy. Just take a few moments to imagine this continuing to happen. Notice how it feels in your body as this energy leaves. Notice any nuances to your feeling state. And when you feel like you're done with the process, go ahead and imagine disconnecting the end of the tube from your spine, and imagine it falling down to the core of the earth, where it gets incinerated and transformed into healing energy. Now, if after you've done this exercise, it feels like there's still some energy there that doesn't belong to you, you can repeat the process as often as you need to. So once you've cleared your energy, then the other thing we're going to do is called grounding your energy. And this is really good if you feel what we call ungrounded, or if you feel like you want more stability or calm in your life, then this would be a good exercise to do. But you always want to make sure that you clear your energy first. So like what we did in the clearing exercise, what you're going to do is you're going to, again, imagine another tube connecting to the base of your spine, and the other end connecting to the core of the earth. And once you've done that, and again, notice what kind of cord you're creating. What are its textures? What are its colors? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's your sense about it? So you can spend a moment with that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to imagine a hole in each bottom of your foot opening up, and you're going to imagine earth energy effortlessly flowing from the earth through the openings in your feet, up your legs, past your knees, into your hips, and down this tube, where it goes to the core of the earth, creating a flow, a current of earth energy, a continuous flow. Imagine this now, and notice any sensations in your body as you do this. You can bring your attention to this earth energy and notice what color it is and any other sensations about it. And I want you to know that this energy, this earth energy, is flowing whether you're thinking about it or not. It's continually flowing. And imagine now, as you sense or see or feel this energy flowing from the core of the earth up your legs and down this tube, imagine what it would feel like to be more grounded. What sort of feeling is that in your body? What sort of sense do you get about that. Just imagine that energy flowing easily and effortlessly, anchoring your body and your energy to the earth's energy. And once you're done with that, the next phase of this grounding exercise is to invite cosmic energy into your body. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to imagine a whole opening in the top of your head. And bring your attention now to the cosmos and imagine this pure, vibrant, healing energy coming from the cosmos. It could be coming from God, it could be coming from the heavens, or a sacred place from the cosmos. And imagine it streaming down through the opening in the top of your head, down the backside of your spine, down to the hole, the tube where the earth energy is flowing. And imagine about 20% of this cosmic energy flowing down this tube with the earth energy. And again, don't get stuck on the percentage. Just know that a part of it is flowing down this tube with the earth energy. And imagine the other 80% flowing under your spine and up the front of your spine towards your head and out the opening at the top of your head, flowing out like a water fountain, splashing back down onto your field of energy, healing and cleansing it. Just give yourself some time to imagine this cosmic energy flowing down from the cosmos through the top of your head, down the backside of your spine, 20% of it mixing with the earth energy flowing down the tube, and the rest coming up under your spine and up the front of your spine and out the top of your head, spewing like a water fountain, falling back down onto your energy, healing and cleansing it. Just notice what that feels like, any sensations you might be experiencing. And imagine now, as this energy continues to flow, imagine it flowing down your arms and out the palms of your hands. Imagine now little fountains of energy coming out of your hands, flowing effortlessly, cleansing your energy, purifying your energy. And again, noticing any sensations and imagining that this energy is cleansing yours. Imagine it being healing. If there are any areas of tension in your body, imagining this healing energy flowing to that area. Imagine that part of your body relaxing even more than it is, releasing the tension. Taking a nice, slow, deep, relaxed breath through your nose and releasing any tension in your body with your exhale. Doing this with several breaths. Breathing in gently and slowly. Releasing any tension with your exhale. And when you feel complete, you can slowly bring yourself back to the room, opening your eyes when you're ready. And again, if you want to share your experience of anything that happened while you were doing this, feel free to share in the comment box below or within the Rebeccah's group. I'd love to find out.
Questions also.
And questions, of course.
Throw them in. This is so
Yes.
good, Keno.
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody else, but I have needed all of this today. This is wonderful.
Yeah. Me too. And it's, it's something, especially as a psychic, I do this several times a day when I do readings because it's really important for me to clear my energy so I can be a clear channel for other people and also to feel grounded. It just makes me feel more confident and calm and
Yeah.
a better reader. So, yeah. So I have one more awesome exercise to share, and it's called what if statements. And I often use these when I'm feeling unsettled or worried or um, not confident about something I want to do. There are so many kinds of applications you can use these statements for. And um, the way it works is, let's say, I'll give you an example. You're worried about something about the future. You can start using what if statements by saying, what if I don't have to be worried? Or what if I have what it takes to figure out what I need to do? What if I'm more resourceful than I give myself credit for? So what you're doing is you're creating a positive perspective that opens up possibilities for confidence and a sense of calm about things that are troubling you. And what you'll find when you do this exercise is that feelings and thoughts are kind of like onions. There are layers, and you'll discover that one what if statement leads to a discovery about another feeling that you have or another thought that doesn't serve you. And so by creating a positive perspective, it just empowers you to feel better and to have a sense of confidence about, yes, I can do what scares me, or I can feel better about what's going on in my life. And I thought what we could do is start the exercise and actually do it together. And then Rebeccah and I are going to do it, and then we're going to share what we came up with. And if you want to share what you came up with in doing this for yourself, that would be awesome. Rebeccah, do you have any questions about the process?
No, what I'm loving is that you're basically in our empowerment masterclass speaking to all learning styles.
Right.
Right. And so I just think that's incredible. And then for me, if anybody kind of gags when they hear the word positivity, I like to think about possibility. And what I love about this portion of the masterclass is that we're able to, through just two simple words, what if, access possibility, that if we're so convinced that what is the way it is, we limit ourselves from accessing.
Right.
I love this.
And I think what the what if statements speak to is that I think everyone would agree that we're our own worst enemy, and that we oftentimes have negative self-talk going on, and we might not even be aware of it. But the what if statements counter those negative the negative messages that we give ourselves. And it's kind of the what if statements are kind of a variation of using affirmations as a way to counter all that negative messaging that we tend to give ourselves. So,
yeah, and I would also just add to that while we can be our own worst enemy, we are our only hero.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
there's
I mean, the paradox is we can be both.
Right.
And it can happen at the turn of a dime. We can feel disempowered by a conversation we're having in our own mind, and then turn it around just like that and decide, okay, yeah, we don't have to be disempowered by that conversation that we're having with ourselves. We can turn it around and feel more empowered
Yeah.
and then make better choices and take better actions that support our well-being.
So that we can feel better regardless of circumstances. And this
Exactly.
isn't insincere, right? We can't bullshit ourselves, but it is a process that I think works and is very powerful.
Yeah. Well, when I think about what reality is, I mean, what is reality? I mean, who creates our reality? I mean, how much power do we have in creating our reality? I think we have a lot of power. I mean, we can't control what happens to us, but we can control how we respond. And that's where our power is. And so we can either, for example, feel disempowered, wallow in our self-pity, which I think there's a place for that. But at some point, if we want to change our lives, we have to pick ourselves up. And this is a great way of doing that. And I guess that's where, I talk about positivity. It's like a positive message that will lead to possibilities that won't be there if we're stuck in our negative thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And the what if statements, they're kind of like a brainstorming for, okay, what will work? What does work? Negative feedback doesn't necessarily work. And so by empowering ourselves with something more positive, then we can, feel better and take healthier action steps.
And what I love about this, Keno, is this is all internal validation work.
Yes.
Not needing those external factors to
Right.
be just so that you can be okay. There's a way to learn how to master internal validation, and this is a great next step for all of us in that.
Right. Yeah, this is a good way of actually like building awareness about what conversations we're having with ourselves. Like, why are we feeling worried? Like, what is that about? And so by discovering that, then just that process alone helps empower us and leads to feeling better. And, this is all sort of theoretical. And I think once people do this exercise, they'll see what we're talking about.
Great.
So let's go ahead and start. So take out a piece of paper and a pen and just start writing what if. And then write down what comes to mind. For example, knowing that I was going to be in the hot seat, I got nervous, right? And so I was I decided to use some what if statements to help me work through that nervousness. So like when I wrote, what if I was good enough? Because I think out of that sense of nervousness was this idea that maybe I'm not good enough to be in the hot seat. So I wrote, what if I was good enough? And then I wrote, what if I didn't need to be perfect? Because there is a part of me that thinks I need to be perfect. What if someone in the audience will benefit from what I have to share? What if I'm scared? What if being scared is okay? So I think from that, you can get a sense of where this can take you. So I'm going to go ahead and take out another piece of paper, and Rebeccah and I are going to do this exercise together. And you can think about something, a feeling state you're having that you want to change, or maybe you have a goal that you're working on that you're not, maybe like you're up against a hurdle or an obstacle with it. And you can do what if statements around that circumstance. How are you doing with this?
I love it. I filled a whole page.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, I think one of the reasons why this is so powerful is because it gets us in touch with our feelings, and it can take us out of our head. Um, and, I think when we're in our head is when we can feel disconnected from
Yeah.
our heart. And, our heads is like where our ego lives, and, where all our fears can fester. Whereas when we're in our heart, we're sort of grounding ourselves. And, I think just acknowledging our fears and our feelings can give us a sense of empowerment.
Yeah, and I would add to that as well that it also, I think, is powerful to really get to see what we're committed to with this exercise, right?
Exactly.
Beyond just how we feel in a moment, what is important to you, I think, shows up when you do this. And if you missed our previous episode of the Healing is Possible Hot Seat with Keno, he talks a lot about ego in that one. So you can watch that as well.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and share what you wrote?
Yeah. How much of it do you want me to do? I literally filled an entire page.
Well, as much as you feel comfortable.
All right. Well, I'll just go in no particular order. You can see my.
Well, start from the beginning.
Okay. So what if all is well? What if all people are angels on earth and that includes me? What if no one needs to be different? What if I am enough? What if nothing needs to change? What if I've done enough? What if no one is sick? What if I'm already there? What if I am amazing? What if all is healed? What if hope is my secret weapon? What if I can never be sick? What if there's only beauty and perfection, even if there are symptoms present? What if Keno is one of my guardian angels? What if I and we can't lose? What if nothing is ever wrong? What if my only job is to love and keep my heart open? What if I'm always connected to God and divine source and love? What if I made it? What if it's already done? What if I've already won first place? What if I could be complete with cancer? What if I could be complete with panic? What if I could live in joy as my default setting? What if I can't lose, fail, or get it wrong? What if the darkness is real, but so is the light? What if healing is possible? What if I and we can take this message to the world? What if I and we can impact the world? What if I and we can be a catalyst for global wellness and healing?
Wow. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, what did you write? Thank you for offering the opportunity for all of this, especially that exercise today.
So before I share mine, what did you notice when you were doing this exercise about like your inner experience?
My inner experience was go for it,
Mm-hmm.
just see what happens. Um, I did notice a little bit of self-talk around some of like, what if I've won? What if I'm already there? Some of this, like, well, the who do you think you are voice in my head. And I just
Right.
kept going anyway. But
Right.
there was a little bit of that. And I really was just focusing on, so what is important to me? What am I committed to? What is possible?
Right. I'm really glad that you brought that up, because it's a really good, important point to make, that when you're doing this what if exercise and that voice comes up, then write to that voice
Hmm.
in a what if statement, like answer it.
Right. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And, I was just struck by some of the things you said. They were very personal, and, it, I just sensed a certain amount of vulnerability there in some of the things you wrote. So that's good.
Yeah, loved it.
Yeah. So this is what I wrote. What if I'm good at what I do? What if I gave myself more credit? What if I'm comparing myself to others unreasonably? What if I want to cry? What if I'm stronger than I think I am? What if I have an inner wisdom others can benefit from? What if you believed in your gifts? What if I didn't have to have all the answers? What if it was okay to be vulnerable? What if I loved myself enough to give myself permission to be less than perfect? What if I could be appreciated despite all my faults? What if the messages I got as a child that I'm not lovable aren't true? What if I can relax and not worry so much? What if I can let go of my need to control circumstances around me? What if I'm good enough as I am? What if I really do have power? What if I am safe in the world?
I love it.
Yeah.
I can take some of those. Really awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What was your inner experience while doing the exercise?
Well, there was a certain calmness I felt as I acknowledged, my fears and that negative self-talk, but then countering it with something more positive and focusing on the positive. Like I was able to internally relax and that feeling of vulnerability. A lot of times people imagine vulnerability as a weakness, but
Yeah,
it's really not. It's a strength.
totally.
Because I think, I was getting in touch with that sense that, yeah, you know what? I'm not like I am good enough. And I do have a lot to share and offer people. And just, focusing on that message of possibility makes a difference.
Yeah, and I love this idea of energy work to access empowerment, to access vulnerability, to access authenticity,
Yes.
right? Because that's what radiates and is the most attractive, the more authentic we are. And then how can you be authentic without being vulnerable and clear and empowered,
Yeah.
embodying your own personal power
Yeah.
that is your right and is who you are? Yeah.
Well, and what you said just reminded me of a quote that I really like. What you resist persists.
Yeah.
And we can push away the feelings that we don't want to feel, but until we embrace them and acknowledge them, they're going to still be there. And
And
so, I think like the what if statements that's what they do. They acknowledge
yeah.
that those feelings and those fears, and then kind of turns them into something positive.
Yeah, my first mentor, her name was Carol Reynolds, and she used to say resistance is the glue that keeps the pain in place.
Yeah,
And you
I
just
like that.
a masterclass on how to get through resistance, come out the other side. And I really appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah, well, I appreciate the opportunity as well. It's been fun, and I look forward to more.
Yes. So we'll post Keno's basically presentation that he just took us through in PDF form in the Healing is Possible private Facebook group after this session. And you've got, your email where people can get a hold of you. What is it?
It's Keno at kenopowers.com.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing your heart and your gifts and your spirit with all of us today. Any final thoughts?
Well, I always wish that people will give themselves the grace of compassion and patience as they go through life.
Thank you for giving us some ways to do that today. Some real tangible tools. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of the Healing is Possible Hot Seat. If you are ready to take your healing journey to the next level, join me at RebeccahSilence.com for the $27 5-day Healing is Possible challenge that takes you through even more real tools and tangible steps to take your life on the way you've always imagined that you could. If you want to join me as a guest in the Healing is Possible Hot Seat, you can also get in touch with me at RebeccahSilence.com right away. Or if you want to work together privately, what are you waiting for? Get in touch. Let's go. And we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone.